Hello ladies and gents, I'm Ants Hood and I'm going to give you a tour of my ants cave for my first ever video. To start the tour, we're going to talk about my Camponotus nicobrosis, or Nicos. These ants are the ones that really kick-started my love for ant keeping. They're super easy to look after and they're really beginner friendly and they're really forgiving for the mistakes that most beginners make. A lot of new people may be warned off by them because they're classed as an exotic species, which for us in the UK means they're non-native, which means they need some form of heat and a method of control and regulating that heat. But you can pick this up relatively cheaply off eBay. As you can see from this video, I've had to attach 2 outworlds to my setup because initially it was just the first one you're looking at now, and the ants swarmed it, and trying to clean it was just a nightmare because they just swarm me and crawl up my hand. So I decided to attach another outworld to spread them out a little bit. We're just about to take a peek inside the nest to show you what's going on in there, and as you can see there's a massive amount of ants still running around in there, as well as in the tubes and in the outworld. So I do have a large Connolly, but look at the pure amount of brood and eggs that they've got there. There's just loads. Their reproduction is just crazy. They grow so fast. And this is one of the reasons why they're great for beginners, because they grow so quickly, and being such large ants, we can see them running around and doing what ants do. Just as I was popping the lid on, I noticed the queen. She's right in the middle of the screen now. If I slowed it down, she's one of the 2 queens I've got with this Connolly, which could help explain why they grow so quick. But it's the great thing about Nicos. They're one of the few Camponotus species that can have more than 1 queen in the Connolly, which is, again, great for beginners because you've got that reassurance in case one of the queens dies. You know you've still got one left. Luckily, both mine are surviving and doing great. At the time of recording the video for this, I made sure that I got fresh kills on the plate for them and fresh honey, so we could actually see them all out in their outworlds. And as you can see here, they've got, I think, 2 or 3 medium-sized roaches in. I don't really put live prey in there, with the exception of fruit flies and stuff, because I don't think it's very fair for the prey item. As you'll probably get the idea from watching this video, I like to make models as well, and with this outward I decided to combine 2 of my hobbies. This next Connolly is Camponotus paresis, if I pronounce that right. I can never get it right, but never mind. This was a difficult species for me at the moment. I'm struggling with her in the arts that I've had for quite a while now, and she would lay eggs, but then she would eat them. I put it down to the fact that she was too much vibrations on my main desk. She was getting stressed. She had 8 workers with her, so I'd hoped that she'd be fine, but she wasn't. So I then moved her onto one of my cupboards with no vibration. Now she's settled right down. She's got some brood that have now developed, so she's doing a lot better. But yet again, I don't want to disturb her unnecessarily. I've just fed her, so all the footage I've got at the moment is this just here. I've got about 6 Naga Connollies. I picked them all up from the nuptial flights last year, and most of them are doing really well. This one's the Ant Canada Ant Tower I've got them in. But as you can see, anybody that's ever tried to move Nigas knows how stubborn they can be, and all they've done is they've dug the tunnels, dug the chambers, and then moved it into the test tube and stayed in the test tubes. Despite the stubbornness of my Nigas, though, I do actually like this setup. I like that I can see the tunnels that they're digging, and it's got a little red light underneath that you can turn on and off, which you'll see in a second, which really shows up the tunnels that they've dug and the chambers. But being at red light, they can't see it, so you don't disturb them while you're observing them. It's a really good, well thought out bit of kit. I do like the Ant Canada equipment, but I'll go more into that later. With my next Naga Connolly, I decided to make it a bit cheaper because I do spend a lot of money on outworlds. All I got was a Chinese takeaway tub, filled it full of compost to see how they'd get on, and yet again they're doing really well, which is great for a simple setup, which is what's great about Nigas, to be fair. They're really forgiving, and all they've done yet again is move the dirt into the test tube, but they're happy, they're growing really well, so I've kept it. I've just put a barrier around the top of it to stop them getting out, and they're doing really well. This next Naga Connolly, I've still got them in a test tube from when I collected them last year. All I did was, they needed moving because the old test tube was getting dry, so as I was moving them, I decided to keep their old test tube connected and use that as an area to feed them, because every time I tried to feed them in the test tube, they just attacked me because they're so large in numbers. But they're doing really well, and I'm going to probably look at moving them after hibernation into an outworld, where hopefully the numbers will explode. This is another Naga Connolly that I moved into a cheap Chinese formicarium stroke nest stroke outworld. By far it is absolutely terrible. I've modified it heavily with masking tape and things like that to try and block it out. I've put a red filter on top, but no matter what I did, they still kept on getting out, and I'm constantly finding them running around everywhere. I hate this setup. I want to get rid of it, but I just think moving them out is going to be a right pain. As you can see here, where I've blocked up the gaps with cotton wool, I've put insulation tape around the holes to try and block that, keep the cotton wool there, but they're still getting out. God knows how. My Polyrhacus dives. I absolutely love these polys. They're my favourite ants, to be fair. They're just so interesting to watch. As you can see, I've got them in a naturalistic setup, but I've got big plans going forward for these guys, but that'll be a future video when I go into more details of each of my Connollies, which I hope to do. As you can see that I've just fed these guys as well, but if you see there's a lot of motion going down in the middle of your screen, don't worry, I've not put a live cockroach in there. As you can see, the head's in the dish still, and I've cut the abdomen off it as I always do to give them easy access to the insides, but the main body decided to freak out and kick out everywhere, but assured it is dead. These guys weave their nests out of debris in the nest. They're just so interesting to watch. I've got lots of footage because I can't stop watching these guys. Don't worry about the temperature because there's it says 25 degrees. They need to be kept at like 30, around 30 degrees. Now, I've got a probe in there that tells me it's 30. That's just a cheap thermometer that I keep in there just so I can check humidity, because it's got to be quite high for these ladies. I love them to pieces. I can watch them forever and ever and ever. I'm going to finish off my tour of the ant cave with these two poly workers. Beautiful ants that they are. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. I do intend to make more videos of my individual Connollies with more details, my trials and tribulations. Maybe I'll be able to offer advice for you guys, or equally you can offer advice to me. I do want to do product reviews as well. I've got quite a large collection of different outworlds, nests and products that I've bought for ant keeping over the time that I've been doing it for. I hope to do reviews on these items so you guys can get a good idea what you're buying, because let's be honest, some of the kit can be expensive. So more knowledge is power in those regards, guys. So yeah, if you like it, subscribe to me, like my videos and leave a comment. Big shout out to another ant YouTuber, The Colonialist. He helped me with the video and gave me the motivation to get started. So thanks, pal. Pop over to his page, watch his videos, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.